everybody, welcome to the first, it's exciting, the beginning of our roller prompt. It's going to take us through now to the end of July. If we like it, we could go on. You could go on forever, couldn't you, really? Anyway, if you watched the earlier video today, get me 2 videos in a day, dear me. You will see that the prompts I rolled were notebooks, have to make 2 of them. Blue is the colour that must be included. I must include a digital, something that's printed off. An image, which to me kind of says photograph, but anything is an image, really. A thing out of a book, whatever. If you won't roll the same as me. I mean, it would be so unlikely you would roll the same as me, but if you do roll image as one of your things, just make your own mind up what you would class as an image. Fabric and the overall theme of the thing has to be vintage. Okay, so in the interim between the earlier video and this video, I did pull some things out, but I've also been shopping, been to Morrison's, and got something away to UPS for them to hopefully deliver rapidly to Texas. But I did get some things out. Now, blue is the colour, so I looked at this beautiful Liberty fabric. It's just gorgeous, look at that. But it wasn't speaking vintage to me particularly, and vintage is definitely on there. So what I did was I tore a strip off and I dyed it with my walnut stain. Actually, it's a mixture of walnut stain and vintage photo. You've seen me do, dye seam binding and stuff before. So I dyed it, and I think it does look a bit more vintagey now. When you see it next to the other stuff, it definitely does, doesn't it? But it still retains some blue, so I'm all right with that. Okay. Right, notebooks then. Okay. I had this piece of craft out on my desk. I'm not sure why. I did have a plan to do something with it, but I can't remember what it might have been. Could have been anything. I've slept since then. So let's just measure this. It measures 11 exactly. So if I was to do it in half, it would obviously be 5.5. You don't need to be good at maths for that one, fortunately. So I'm going to trim that off at 5.5. For no real reason, just that it's half. That's all. And should I want to use the other one for my other notebook, then we're all okay. This is quite thick card. It's good enough for a notebook cover. It's not craft paper, it really is craft card. Which was annoying when I got it, because I thought I was ordering craft paper. But I wasn't. Okay, so what I want to do now is fold that in half and give us a notebook that opens on the side. So I'm just going to bend that over and try and get it as good as I possibly can. And where is my lovely bone folder? Here it is. I'm just going to burnish that crease in. Right, okay, so there we have it. We have a notebook. Fabulous. Okay, so I looked at a couple of things in blue. Not many, I must be honest. This was one piece. It's chapter 1, which I printed, and I've obviously used a little bit out of, and there's this bit left. And this is the other one. This is my baseboard. My actual baseboard, the one that I stuck everything onto. So it's nice and thick. These are all chapter 1 papers, with the exception of that, which is tailor-made journals, and that. Yeah, those 2 are tailor-made journals. The rest are chapter 1. It's blue, ostensibly, which is lovely. The other things that I got out, I'll show you, is this paper from one of those spiral notebook things. A book page. They've all been coffee stained. I just pulled out the things that had been coffee stained. Another couple of sheets of that. some more book page and some coffee stained paper. I think I've got more of that to actually make up the pages in the notebook. If not, it's going to be a very thin notebook. There's this, which is an embossed piece which we inked the plate of the folder before we embossed it, and that's it's just lovely. I really love that. It may have a place, it may not, I don't know yet. I do not know. And I also looked out my black and brown laces, ribbons, trims, whatever they are, you know what I mean. They might be more grunge, actually. I might be heading more down the grungy path, but it's okay. It's all right. It's just a game. And this was the other thing that I printed out. This, I think, was a freebie from Victoria Designs, and it also had circles on it, but I've put it into Word and I've cropped it and stretched it to get images that I think would be the right size. I'm not sure yet about that because I wasn't sure quite what I was going to use. So let's move ahead. Right, so I want a piece of this to go on here. I still want to see the brown round the outside, the craft. So I'll just put a pencil mark if I knew where my pencil was. Ah, there it is. So I want to keep a border around it like that, and I'll trim that out on the trimmer. Is it okay if I say at this stage I'm just going to make one? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I don't know where my pencil marks are. Where on earth are they? There's one there. Right, let's go with that one then. Make sure I'm square. You know, like I said this morning, please use your own prompts if you want to. You will have things that you've got loads of that you just want to get rid of, and that's fine. Add them into your prompts and hopefully you'll roll them and you'll be able to play with them and get rid of them. Right, that's going to go on there. Nothing fancy is going to happen to that apart from I'm going to ink it with my Cosmic Shimmer Indigo Mist, which is a kind of bluey lavender colour. It's a bluey lavender colour. I haven't hardly used it, so it's still, look, it's still got its lid on. But that's coming off today because it's coming out to play. And I'm going to use one of my makeup brushes that Nancy kindly sent me. Oh, look at that, it's so juicy. Oh my goodness me. That is Juicy Lucy. So I'm just coming in from the side like this. Just reinforcing that blueness. My goodness, this is juicy. If you've got something like this, make sure you tap it off like I did on the side. And then you've got it there to go back into and re-ink your sponge or your brush or whatever you're using. Should have made two identical. I don't know, it feels a bit cheaty. I don't know, I'll see. Might do. Something quite satisfying about doing this. I quite like it. So what does that look like? Oh, just a little bit in that corner. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at that shade of blue. It's gorgeous. I don't know why I haven't used that before now. I do love these Cosmic Shimmer blending inks. They really do blend very nicely. I'll just wipe that over with a rag and put that away for the time being. Oh, that's really changed the tone of everything there. Right, I'm going to stick that on there. I don't need to do any more messing about than that. I'm going to use my Collall It's a really warm day. The Collall is a new full bottle, so anything could happen. Just be prepared. I've got my fan on, but it's on me rather more than the glue. Perhaps I should have put it on and put the glue in front of it. These sort of acetone, what's wrong with me today? Acetone based glues are very susceptible to a bit of warmth. Give them a bit of warmth and they get a life of their own. Blue tack. Here I go again. Come on. Fabri-Tac is very like that as well. Maybe I should just stop the video and play some music and you can watch me. Okay, that went surprisingly well. I'm not actually going to put anything on the back. I don't think we need anything on the back. Okay, here we go. So then I'm going to bring in my vintaged up fabric. It's fabric. Yeah, fabric is on there. It's just checking. And I'm just going to stick that down there. So I'll just snip it just about the length I need, about there. And I've got that for the other one, should I choose to use it, which I probably will because it's fabric and it's blue and it's vintage now, so it's probably a good idea. Okay, let's give the blue tack an outing. See what blue tack? It's because I've got blue. I've only got a limited brain. Oh yeah, that's nice and lively. So I'm just going to put that down this edge, this side. I'm not going over to the back with it yet. There we are. Put the lid on that quick before it explodes. And I'm going to put it down there like that. Try and get it straight. I didn't put too much on because I don't want this stuff, I didn't want it coming through because I think it looks nasty when it comes through. Sort of goes hard and clear and not nice. So I'm going to now attach it to the back, which is what you'd expect. That's plenty, probably too much actually, but we'll see. So all I'm going to do now is just pull it, well, tension it over. I'm not pulling, I'm just tensioning that over that crease line. There we are. Ooh, that's nice. So I've got a little bit left here and I'm not going to glue that down yet, this edge, because I might need to go into there with something. We'll see. Let's have a look at this though and check that it's all down. Just needs another little run up the very edge there. Oh, just caught that just in time. The biggest blob of Fabri-Tac. Oh, it's doing it again. Stop it. Behave. Behave. It's just doing it all the time. Oh dear me. Okay, I'm not going to use that at the moment because it's not behaving. I'm going to throw that away before I put my hands on it. And I'm going to, it's decided to have a volcano moment. I'm going to try this one, which is pretty near empty and has been beside the fan. It might be in a better mood than its big brother. Let's have a look and see. Maybe slightly better mood. Just want a little bit down there, honestly. I'm not asking the impossible. Right, so stick that down, and that's that. That's me in the back finished pretty much. So let's turn that over. Actually, it's looking quite nice already. Quite like it. I'm going to trim. Am I going to trim those off? Don't know yet. I'll leave them on while I think about it. So the next thing I want to do is decide which of these vintagey looking people, I'm going to put that in front of the fan as well. I've got a whole wall of glue now in front of the fan. Which do I like? Well, he looks a cheeky chappy, doesn't he? She's nice. This is sepia and this is black and white. So, yeah, quite like him. Quite like her though as well. She's quite nice. No, I'm going to go for him. This cheeky looking fella here. Get my lot bigger scissors out. Got more of a chance of cutting it straight. Me cutting something straight, it's never going to happen. We all know that. And then I'm going to ink around him to get rid of that white line of the paper. That's not bad for me actually, that's pretty good. And I'm going to use my walnut stain, which I hardly ever use. But on this occasion I am, and I just want to get rid of that white and just create an edge around him. Like so. Right, that's aged him up even more. Now, when I was looking through my stamps, I've got a planner set of stamps that I bought for the September daily, because it's here actually, I can show it to you. It's got the days of the week, a calendar, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th sort of thing, all the dates, months. And I thought that would be fabulous for putting the dates on the days when we're doing our September daily. But it had in a tiny little stamp, this one here. And it looks like a photograph corner, you know, the corners that you stick your photos on with. So I thought, ooh, I'll have a go with that. So what I'm going to do is try and stamp. I've got it on a very, the perfect size stamp mat. Stamp block, I mean, it's ridiculous, but you know, it is what it is. And I've got my VersaFine Clair out in Pinecone. I'm becoming a huge fan of VersaFine Clair. I love it. Right, so I'm going to put him on there, and I'm going to try and stamp this in each corner. It'll either work or it won't. I'm just going to drop that down into there like that. It's vintage, so I don't care if it's just a little bit off the straight and narrow. Yeah, that's all right. I'm just going to turn it round. Go again. Oops. Catch it as it passes. I quite like this. I wasn't sure if I would like it or I wouldn't. But I do. That's kind of missed it. It's half off and half on, but I'm alright with that. Actually, it would be easier on a smaller block. I mean, I have to say that. This is the world's largest block and smallest photograph. Yeah, there we go. That's that. I think that looks better. I like that actually. So we need to work out what we're actually going to sit him on. Oh, I didn't do too much wrong. And what I thought I would do is put him on a piece of this. Now the logic in me tells me I want that over that side, but I've already got fabric there, So I think it might be better on that side. So that's what I'm going to do. So I am going to, they're all the same. It's all the same all the way down. So yeah, I want to leave a little border around them. How much of a border can I get away with? Quite a bit, quite a big border is the answer to that. So I'm going to put that there, that there. Get my pencil out, make a mark about there, and ooh, about there. That maybe needs to be a bit bigger actually, a bit higher. That pencil mark doesn't want to come out, but it doesn't matter because it's going to have more added to it anyway. Right, so let's just trim that off, so I'm not chancing my cutting twice. Okay. These are so nice. I really, really like them. They were in a spiral bound book that I was actually using, and then I decided to be much better coffee stained. So they've been hanging around in the coffee stain drawer for ages. Blimey, is that big enough? Yeah, maybe. Let's just have a look, see if I need to put something else behind it. No, I think that'll be alright there, actually. Right, so what I want to do now is kind of distress the edges. Not this one, this is quite distressed enough, but I do want to ink it. And I think it might be easier inking it with a brush. So, not that blue one, because that's really juicy. This one I have used previously for speckled eggs, so it's a light colour. That'll be alright. That'll take the brown now. Bring my board back in. Let's ink around here. So with the walnut stain, which, you know, as I say, it's not my normal by any stretch of the imagination. I tend to go more tea dye than anything. So I'm just going to ink up there and just darken that down a little bit. Bearing in mind it's vintage I'm after, not grunge. Ooh, look at that. But I do want the edges quite dark, and you'll see why in a minute. That is quite dark, isn't it? Mm. I'm sitting here trying to think of what I'm going to do for the next one, and I think I might just have had an idea actually. Time will tell. Right, now what I want to do is do the other side as well, which is not what normally happens, but in this instance it's what I want to happen. God, it's very dark, that walnut stain, isn't it? Especially over the coffee stain paper. It's really dark. You can see why I don't really use it very often, but it does have its place, and this is its place. So I'm just going to go down those a little bit. Right, righto. Let's just rub off whatever wants to come off. Doesn't want to, so stay on if that's what you want to do. Now what I want to do is distress these edges, and just, you know, tear them just a little bit, sort of roll them in, make them look really quite aged. And I think I need a needle. A needle sometimes is a good idea. See if I can find one. Yeah, a needle sometimes is quite a good idea for rolling these little bits of paper around. But it's a bit fiddly. And you don't have to do it. It's just I kind of like the idea. Like that, and then down this side as well. Just roll it over the needle and then roll the whole thing. Like that. There we are. And I want to make the rest of it look, let's try these ones. These might be quite good for roughing it up. It's quite thin, this paper, actually. And I'm not cared if it tears. That would be fine. Tearing is good. They're obviously quite sharp, these scissors. I didn't realise that. So I'm just messing up this edge. That's come off, that's okay. I'll roll that round in a minute. There we are. So that looks quite, maybe we could do with a bit more down there. I'm going to end up with no paper, aren't I? Yeah. It's that bit right in the middle that's quite sharp, that's biting onto it. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to go to this bit here that I tore, you didn't, and just roll it around that needle a little bit. It doesn't want to play ball. Roll it round. Hold it there and just roll it. No, it doesn't want to play. Sometimes if you wet it a little bit, it helps. But no, we're all right. That looks all right. That's okay there. Right. So, do I need to add any more brown anywhere where the bits have torn? Possibly. I don't want the white looking through. I don't want it to look fake. Even although it is fake, I don't want it to look like that. Just on the end of that roll, there's just a little bit there. There. Let's roll that up like that. I'm just going to put some ink on the edge of there. You can glue that in place if you want, but there's no need to. Once it's there, it'll stay there. So that's that. It's fairly vintage. It's fairly vintage looking, isn't it? So that's going to go there, and I can go ahead and glue that down. I'm not going to be going over that far. It's got enough blue in it, I think. I think it looks blue enough. So the choice is, do I actually put him on straight like that? But I'm kind of over straight at the moment. I don't know why. I just am. I feel like I want to rough him up as well, honestly. This is not like me at all. What's going on? Who's overtaken me? I think you can get tools that do this. But honestly, I do it so infrequently that it's never been worth considering buying a tool. And here I am, doing something that this morning I would never have dreamed I would do. But it's fun, isn't it? It's fun doing things you wouldn't normally do. It's like an adventure to the dark side. Yeah, that'll do. He needs a bit more brown now. Down in there he needs a fair bit. There we go. Right. So I'm thinking I'm not going to stick him on straight. I'm telling you, I really am over straight. I don't know what has possessed me. I don't know who's got into my head. It doesn't seem like it's me anymore. Because, as you know, I take my ruler and I measure everything to make sure that it's absolutely perfectly straight. But I don't know. I don't know what's got into me. Anyway, I'm going to stick him onto there. That's the next thing that I'm going to do. and let's just hope that the glue has chilled a little, both in attitude and temperature. Yeah, it's chilled. It's chilled so much now it doesn't want to come out. Can't win, can you? That's it. That's absolutely perfect. Keep going like that, and I will be your friend. Right. So I'm going to stick him skew with slightly, like that. He looks like a chap who has been skew with on many occasions, to be honest, if I'm honest with you. He looks like he's seen down a pint or two. That's alright, and do what he wants. So I had rather too much glue there, but that's okay because that's all folded in anyway. Like that. Quite like that there. And I do like those corners on there. Yeah, we're doing alright, doing alright. And that then is going to get put onto there, like that. And then I need to work out the notebook side of things. And then, of course, there is the minor matter of the second one. Which might end up being not that different to this one, if I'm honest with you. We'll see. I had a really good idea before, and now I've forgotten what it was. So, no, I'm going to put it on fairly straightish, but just not quite straightish. Like that. So there we are. It's all a bit beaten up and battered. Looks like he's... could be a boxer anyway, couldn't he? He looks fairly... he's got that look about him. So there we are, that's that. Now, just the papers on the inside to sort out. So I have got, as I showed you before, these coffee stained papers, and I've got how many sheets? 2. Okay, so if I cut them off, they don't want to lie together, so don't. Cut them off at that height there, and then cut the rest, and that should be alright. That should fit in, shouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be fine. Ooh, could do with being a little bit longer, but if I do it that way... No, I'm going to do it the way I said. It might be just a bit not wide enough, but they'll be near enough. Near enough. So let's trim that there. A little bit wonky, but... and then what does that measure? It measures... oh, some weird distance. So I'm just going to take my pencil and measure across. To there. Then I'll have 2 things to go in. I think it's be alright. It's a start, isn't it? It's the start. Sometimes starting things can be the most difficult, to be honest. Then I want these ones as well. Budge over. So it needs the same height, and then I'll have enough. I'll have enough for a little notebook for sure. What I'm going to do with my things when I've finished them is, and I really encourage you to do the same actually. For one thing, it's encouraging to do it because you know that it's going somewhere. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send all of mine out as racks. You know, they might not be fantastic Most of them won't be fantastic, but they might just put a smile on somebody's face one day when they need it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send them all out as racks. And it would be really nice if we could kind of get together as a group and, you know, with this wretched, I'm not even going to call it a name, this wretched thing that's wrecking lives, families, everything. Let's see if we can cause a bit of jollity to somebody and just send these out. You know, you don't, if you're in the States, you don't have to go outside the States. If you're in this country, just, that's fine as well. Just, you know, don't go overboard sending things with postage and all that. Just whatever you can do, whatever you can manage. And if you can't manage any postage, that's fine. Don't worry. You don't have to send them out. But on the group, the Junk Journals and Mini Albums group, you will find a rack list on there, and it's kept up to date very ably by our admin Ros Peel, and thank you, Ros. Honestly, you're so good. Thank you. So you go on there, select somebody. Could be somebody who lives close to you geographically, could be somebody who lives on the other side of the world, and you know, we have people from Australia, India. We have loads of people all over the world. So just select somebody, and then one day when you're doing this and you've finished it, just pop it in the post to them. Pop a little note in just saying it's a rack. You don't even need to say who sent it. Rack, for those of you, just dawned on me, those of you might not know what the heck I'm talking about. A rack is a random act of kindness. And on our Facebook group, we've got a list of people who want to be involved with racks, who send them out and who receive them. Because yes, you know, some people do this sort of thing, and it's amazing. I'm so, it lifts my heart every time I see somebody posting that they've received a rack. Right, obviously when you put papers in, they sort of step out of line. So all I'm going to do is cut mine straight. You don't have to. It's a bit of faffing around for nothing, really. Just makes me happy that they're straight. And then I'm just going to sew that in there. Let's just check that it fits. Ooh, does it? No, not quite. It's too tall. I don't know how that happened. How do things like that happen? I have no idea. But they do. So I'm just going to take a little bit off it there. I'm just going to make sure everything is square. And then I'm just going to take a bit off the top. And I'm going to take that amount off. Which is whatever it is. I really do not know. It's about 1/4 inch, I'd say. And just keep going over it with your craft knife, rotary cutter, whatever it is that you use, scissors, whatever. And let's see now if that wants to fit. Yeah, that's fine. That's grand and dandy. Right, so now the quickest lesson you're ever going to have in a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Where is my thread? Did I get it out? There's my needle, so don't lose that. Did I get my thread out or did I leave it in? Oh, come on. Okay, you're probably looking at it going, it's there, but I can't see it. I'm just going to pause for a second while I get myself sorted, and actually while I'm getting myself sorted I'll try and sort things out for the second one of these. So I'll see you in a sec. Right, I'm back. I think I'm back. Am I back? I think so. Honestly, technology, it's altogether too much for me. Right, I found my thread, which was actually in the sewing drawer where it should have been all along. So just take about 3 lengths of your thing, of the length of where you're going. Loads of you have seen me do this, see me do it to death actually. But you have to remember, people, the guys in the old Miss Paint-A-Lot posse, that there's always newcomers coming along. Oh blimey, now I've lost my flipping thing that I punch onto, but never mind. Right, so now we've got our notebook cover and we've got our notebook pages, and what we want to do is make sure that they're kind of in the centre widthwise, like that, and get some clips and just clip it down, push it, make sure it's pushed right into that V, and a clip on either side. And then for something like this, you don't really need to bother measuring. You don't need to. And select where you think is halfway and put it right in that corner in the V. Push your book down and push the pokey tool right through the fabric, right through the whole thing, like that. Okay, and then come up about 1 inch from the bottom, do the same thing again, and 1 inch from the top, and we're not measuring, this is random. Hold it right into that V, fold it back like this, and push through. So there you are, and you've now got 3 holes going all the way from the outside to the inside. And now what we do is take your needle, go from the, you can do it the other way, but this time we'll do it this way, from the inside through that centre hole, clip on your tail onto one of your clips, so it's not going to come through, because it will. Fold that fairly much closed really, and try and find where you put the hole in, and just let your needle find its path, and it will come out the right place. Then you're going to go right up to the top one, miss out the middle one altogether, right up to the top, close the book down, let the needle find its way, and then we're going to go back into the middle one like that. And that, guys, is it. There's no more to it. All you need to do is make sure that you've got one end on one side of this long stitch and the other end on the other side, like that. And that's it. You can take your needle out, you're finished with that now. And you just need to make sure that these are quite tight. So give them a bit of a tug, but don't tear the paper. You don't need to pull them that much, and just try them and see if they're tight. Well, they're not particularly tight, so I'm just going to follow that through, and hopefully that will be tight now. Not at all, not in any way, shape or form. Let's see what that looks like. Not too bad. This one just needs a little gentle. That's it. Now I can tie them. Just tie them over the top of that long stitch. Right over left, left over right. That's it. The job's a good one. Now then, at this stage, you can certainly take your clips off. You're finished with those. Some people punch out little shapes. They have shapes and they punch them out and they stick them on the ends here. Some people put beads on the end, which is a nice idea. Some people just tie a bow and cut it off. Some people just cut it off. I'm of the tie bow and cut it off school, but I do like the idea of putting beads on it as well, or a charm, a little charm if you've got one. It all adds to it. Can't even tie a bow. Might have been better sticking a charm on it. There we go. It's a bit big and floppy, so I'll just... So there we are. That's notebook number 1 done and dusted. Oh well, actually I was thinking of putting a... Oh, he looks nice, doesn't he? mighty fine. I've got this sheet of notes, and I think the word itself came from My Porch Prints, and I just cropped it and pasted it and pasted it and pasted it so I had a full sheet. So I'm pretty sure that's My Porch Prints. I'm not sure if they're all the same. These ones look slightly smaller, so I'll go for one of them. Because it is a notebook after all. Honestly, I'm so bad at cutting out. It would be funny if... Oh no, I'm way off the line. Oh, that's not too bad, I don't think. And I was thinking of just putting that there. I think so. Yeah, but he does need aging up a bit. It's looking a bit bright in keeping with the whole thing. So see if I've got any tweezers I can hold that down with. Save me getting walnut stain all over my hands again. Yesterday I was full of ink. Yeah, I think that's all right. And then I'm going to go around the outside and make it really, really dark and vintagey. Okay. So I'm just going to stick this on. Simple as. I'm going to just use tacky glue. I tend to use tacky glue if it's just a small area, and I've no idea why. It's just what I do. It's nothing flash. It's no posh make of tacky glue. I think it might even be Hobbycraft actually. I'm just going to stick that down there. Just like that, and try and get it something like straight. So there we go. Notebook number 1. I'll decide later whether I want to cut those off. I quite like them like that at the moment. Just really, hello. Just being a bit longer than the book itself. So right, that's that. One down, one to go. Okay, for the second one, I decided that I thought I would use blue card. I was going to use that thing that I showed you, but I decided not to. So, oh, that's got a mark on it. Oh no. Oh, I'll have to just chop it off. That's all I can do. Just chop that mark off. I don't know what it is. It looks like blood spilled in the... I'll cut that at 6 inches. I've got a nice blue strip there. I'm glad I did actually, because it obviously wasn't square. And I'm just going to fold that over. Is that what I'm going to do? Is that really what you're going to do? Thinking. What have I got to use? I've got to make a notebook. Blue. Got to use a digital. Do these class as digitals? They could. Image, yeah, I've still got my pictures. Fabric, and it's got to be vintage. Okay. Because what I was thinking of doing was one of those wraparound ones where you put your paper in and you just fold the top over. How much do I need to fold over though to get one of these in? Quite a lot. Yeah, too much. But I could do a sort of sideways on version of that. Yeah, that is actually what I'm going to do. I know you don't know what I'm thinking I'm going to do yet, but you will in a sec. It'll all become clear. I'm going to use this lady here. Largely because she's on the end. I'm going to try really hard to cut her out nicely. I don't think this was what I had in my mind to do. I think this has just happened all of a sudden. But that's okay. Right, so that's... Say I put that there. Say I had some... I quite like this one actually. Some of that behind her. Would that look quite nice. That would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, right. What I'm going to do is stick her on there, and then I'm going to cut round it. Because I don't trust myself. I'm going to ink round her first with the old walnut stain treatment. Something's just gone flying off the table. I have no idea what it was. Let's hope it wasn't something that I had planned on using. Because I'll have to pause and go around the front and see. This is what happens, you see. I've got loads too much stuff on. I keep pushing stuff and pushing stuff. And eventually it falls off. Can't expect anything different, really. I think she'll look fine like that. I don't think she actually needs the torn edge treatment. I'm just going to come in and make that walnut stain a bit thicker around her. Try and make it look a little bit uneven, because it wouldn't have aged the same all the way around. Right. Yeah, she's going to look fine now, so let's stick her down. I do love this. I'm so pleased to be using it, because I couldn't ever imagine where I would use it. But anytime you see grunge or vintage coming up that I've thrown on the thrower prompt, what's it called? Roller prompt. Get it right. It's my challenge, I don't even know the name of it. There you go. Right, so that bottom bit isn't patterned, so I'm going to allow a little bit for that. And I think that's pretty square there. Yeah. Oh, just put glue all over now. Let me see if I can rub that out or not. Actually, I think it's all come off anyway. That's all right then. Right, so I'm going to attempt to chop that out. It's so soft, this paper. I don't know what sort of paper it was initially, but it's really, really soft now. Get in. So, about there, what do you think? Yeah, not too bad at all. And about there, I'd say. Maybe a touch more. Yeah, it's alright, it's looking alright. I'm just going to take that tiny little bit of an edge off down there that has got no pattern on it. That's it. Right, let's have a look then. Yeah, she looks nice. She looks very nice. But because this paper's soft, I'd be mad not to try and ink it and roll it and mess around with it. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, no, I need a brush really. I used a brush last time, didn't I? Yeah. Here we go. This might not work because it really is soft in the extreme. Ah, it's starting to tear itself. Goody goody. That's good. Oh yeah, look at it. It's going by itself. Thank you, paper. I am trying to get up under it with my brush though as well. I'm trying to give it a start to tear. So I'm trying to sort of just get kind of under it like that, just to distress it. This really is distressing, isn't it? I mean, putting a bit of ink around something, that's not distressing, that's inking. This is distressing. When you're tearing your paper to smithereens, that's distressing. It's quite distressing, yes. Okay, so there we are. We've distressed her, good and proper. I quite like that actually. I think that looks nice. It looks very vintagey. It's pleasing me. Right, what were we doing? Oh my goodness, I can't even remember what I was doing now. Yeah, I think I was, yes I was using this, wasn't I? So I was going to put that on there. Honest to goodness, I'm going to be nearly at halfway anyway. I might as well fold this in half. I was going to make a sort of kind of that size one. I'm not seeing the benefit to that at all, so I'm just going to make a regular notebook. Sorry for the disappointment, guys. You thought I was going to make something different. Yeah, no, I'm not. It's going to be exactly the same sort of thing. Right, there we are. Now I'm going to put some book page behind her. I think she needs some. So I'm going to cut it out with the trimmer, and then I'm going to distress it some more. This is a book about it's not a textbook exactly, but it's a book about the human mind and how it works. And you've got to be a bit careful with it because there's some bits in it that are a bit near the knuckle. So I try and cut it in from the edge so you can't see the words that way on. Let's just have a look where I need this. Actually, I could use that as my guide. Pencil, thank you. And there. Right, so let's do that. Sounds like Mr. F's decided to cut the grass. How nice of him. How totally considerate. Right, there we are. Oh, actually, I don't think it is him. Oh, it might be. I don't know. Right, let's have a look and see where we're at. That's a fabulous colour, that, isn't it? So what I'm thinking is, could I ink the... Actually, it looks really nice like that, doesn't it? Why would I want to do anything more to that? I was thinking of putting blue ink around the edge, and no, I'm not going to. I really like that, and I'm not going to mess with it. So there. I'm just going to put my, whatever you call it, walnut stain. You know, I'm thinking that I like archival inks, but I've been doing little bits of experiments with them and with the VersaFine Clair, which is the same as VersaFine. It's exactly the same as VersaFine. I think they just jazzed it up a bit, but it does the same job exactly. So yeah, I've been doing these experiments with the Ranger Archival and the VersaFine Clair. And the VersaFine Clair, on images that have, on stamps that have got loads and loads of detail, the VersaFine Clair romps ahead of the Archival. Really does. That is my finding. You know, I'm not saying it's gospel or anything, but that is what I have found. And so I think with the money from the people who've donated to the Buy Me a Coffee, I think I'm gonna buy some VersaFine stamp ink pads. Let's just see what that looks like, see if it needs any more on it. No, I think that's all right. Pleased enough with that. I was toying with the idea, with putting a bit of ribbon up there, and I've got this blue that fits really nice. You know, it matches the back really nicely. Bearing in mind I've got to put fabric on, so I've got to use this as well. Oh, that goes nice with that. But I did also prepare some buttons. See, I was prepared. Brown ones. I did have 3. One's obviously flown the coop. I don't blame it, honestly. It's alright, how would you do on here? Oh, there it is. I knew I'd done 3. Yeah, so what I was thinking was that I could put this ribbon up there like that, and then put these buttons on. Problem I'm having is that, were you cutting the grass?
No?
No? Oh.
No, it's next door neighbour.
Yeah, the only problem I would have with that is I've got this and it's got to go on because it's fabric. I'll put these on as far over this side as I can. That's what I'll do. And we'll see what we're left with. This is very fragile as well, this book paper. And I think it's just really that it's been coffee stained and it's been left for ages. I mean, probably the best part of a year. I kind of went off it because it had all those weird things in it. Right, so I'm going to put this quite far over there. Like that. Glue. I got glue. There we are. Yeah, that's fine. And put her over there. Yeah, that's okay as well. I do want to glue some of the tattered edges down, but not all of them. You know, I want them to look and be loose from the page. So let's put her there, shall we? Let's just check that she's fairly straight. Because I want straight, I don't know why, just do. Just going to put the tiniest little bit of glue there and hold that torn piece down. I like the idea of it being permanently torn, and that piece there as well for that matter. Just a tiny dab will do you. There, yeah, that's better, that's better. I like it more. So let's put the fabric on now, on the spine, and then see if we've got room for the buttons. Just stick, what's wrong with you? I'll just hold that there for a second while it decides to stick. Make the most of the fan. Yeah, that's stuck, that's fine, that's grand. Right, so let's do I'm just going to get this board out because I don't trust that Fabri-Tac really on my best wallpaper. Wallpaper's due for a change. I was going to get some today when I was out, but it's too hot. It was altogether too hot. What am I going to do? Oh yeah, the fabric. So it has an up and a down. So there, I would say, is fine. Lovely. So same procedure, same. We've done it all before. Get the Fabri-Tac out. It's been sat in front of the fan, so it should be behaving itself a bit better, I hope. And I'm just going to come on to that bit of paper there. I'm not going over it really very much at all, just onto it. Okay. So that's where I want it, just onto there. And I think we are going to have room, you know. This is going to be quite a big bit at the back, but that's all right, doesn't matter. I could have ripped it off, I suppose, but it'll be fine. So I hope that you embrace the rack idea. Just the thought of just brightening somebody's day up. You know, they don't have to fall in love with what you've made. It's just that you've thought of them. That's the main thing. You've actually thought of them. And it's a lovely feeling to know that people are thinking about you. and, you know, wishing you well. There we go. So I've still got a little bit here that needs a bit more glue. Oh yeah, I've just remembered what I was going to do. I was going to do something including stamps. Oh well, that didn't happen. Might happen next time if I actually remember about it again. I did think about it while I was doing the first one and then promptly forgot all about it. I couldn't remember what it was. Right, so that's down there. That's down there. That's looking good, I think. Might just tear that a little bit, actually. It's looking a bit, yeah. Might just stick that down, actually. That's way too much glue. There we are. Right, okay. This one I am going to have to trim off because I can't bear that too much at the back. So let's see if we can work this out then. How exactly am I going to stick that down there? I guess glue is the answer to that. I need something with a really fine nozzle. Have I got anything? I've got some Cosmic Shimmer. Oh my goodness, look how rusty and horrible it is. But being rusty doesn't stop it working. I don't think I'm going to get this to work. Needs the nozzle washed out, boiled out, whatever. I don't think that's going to work today. No, it's all really truly gunked up. That ain't gonna work. Oh, Mr. F might be my saviour once again. Yeah, I haven't got any stainless steel pins is my problem, and the ordinary pins react to it because I haven't used that for ages and ages. So it's gone disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Right, I'm just going to have a problem getting that down there, so I'm wondering if I used a very thin sliver of paper. Blue could use a thin sliver of blue. That one that we took off because of the mark. Yeah, very thin sliver of that with that on the top. Yeah, let me cut that down. That might be the way to go. I'm thinking on my feet here, guys. Well, I'm not on my feet, obviously, sitting down. This little machine is not good at cutting really, really little bits. But we'll give it a try. Let's see how wide that is. Is that too wide? Yeah, it is really. But what else can I do? Let's see if the green machine wants to cut it. I haven't even got room for the green machine on the desk. Dicing with death. Right, so actually that miraculously is something like straight. Can't believe it. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, it's phenomenal.
There's very little left in it, so you mean...
Right, okay, I'll leave it upside down. So right, I could put that there, or I could put that there. I quite like the wider one. Yeah, quite like the wider one, and then that on top. Yeah, so let's cut this to the length that we want it. Pencil, the full length of the book, like that. Okay, now I'm going to stick this ribbon down there, down the middle. That's the plan. There might be a bit too much here. We'll give it a go. Let's put this conky old pin in. I will get round to washing that out. So I'm just going to leave, just going to turn it over onto the glue side. I'm just going to leave a little bit top and bottom because I think it might look better with that folded over. So there we have it, that's that, lovely. And just going to fold it over to the other side. I think you get a better finish if you do that. There we go. It was a bit of a struggle. Right, just pull it round, stick it down. And this Cosmic Shimmer does grab quickly. It's very, very similar to art glitter glue. What says she? I've never had art glitter glue. I think the price is ridiculous for a bit of glue. Cosmic Shimmer isn't cheap either, I can tell you, but I quite like it. Right, I'm going to trim these off because they're annoying me now. And this one. Right, okay, looking alright. So this just wants to go down there, get stuck down there, and then I'm going to put some buttons on, and I might just put 2 actually. I think 2 is sufficient. 2 always looks a bit odd. 3. 3 is the magic number. Yeah, I was going to put 2, but now I'm putting 3. Right, okay. So I'm going to stick this on. I'm going to see if that Cosmic Shimmer actually wants to work. I might actually this evening order myself some new Cosmic Shimmer because it really has a place. No, I'm not going to. I can't justify it. Right, so get that plum on the bottom, plum on the top. Lovely. Yeah, that's all right. And then I'm going to stick these on. And for that, I'm going to put a pin back in that Cosmic Shimmer and try and preserve what's left of it. I'm going to use my gem glue, which is Collall gem glue. It's supposedly for gluing glass and plastic and wood and you name it, so I reckon it can glue a button onto here. Don't say you've decided to be funny with me as well. What a day. What a day. What a stupid old day with glue. Right. I'll just spread that out a little bit because I just think there's too much there. So I'm going to put it fairly centrally over the blue ribbon. And it will take a while for these to dry. The glues like this always do take a while to dry. Definitely not contact. So you have to allow that time. See, that other one's just moving around. Hasn't caught at all yet. But it will, and when it does, it really does. Says she. I'm just not trusting that. I'm going to put some more on it. Come on. Put that there. And then I've got one more that is a bit more difficult because it's sort of like a dish. goes up at the sides. So I think I want that one there. So there we are, I've got those on. They really are going to take time to set. So just stay there, please. So I won't bore you with putting the inside bit in again, the pages. You've seen that already, you know how to do that. You knew how to do it without me showing you how to do it. So they're equal, yeah, they're fairly equal. And I'm going to put a notes thing on here as well. I've got them, why not use them? Use one of the bigger ones. So this one is probably more blue than the other one. And before I go, I am going to roll my dice for tomorrow's roller prompt video, so as I can then have everything out ready for when we do the video. So bear with me, I shall stick this on and then we'll do the roller prompt for tomorrow. Hoo-hoo, exciting times are coming. Right, that's got plenty on it, and shall I put it there or shall I put it there? No, I don't like it there at all, so it's going there. Have to get my book out, my dice out. I don't even know where my dice is. Yes, I do, I've just seen it. It's been located. Don't know which clue to use. I'm all of it to there now. There we are. So off camera I'll put the insides into this book, the pages in, and then it will be all done. I'm just going to put that there. There we go. Vintage, vintage, vintage all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a vintage sleigh. Where did that come from? Oh, that's madness. Yeah, I've been doing this for too long now, haven't I? I've gone mad. I hope I haven't driven you mad. I hope you found some enjoyment in it somewhere. Where's my other one? Here he is. Cheeky chappy. Right, so there we are. 2 notebooks. This one's fully bound and ready to go. They're both vintage. Let's just check that I did actually follow the prompts. Notebooks, 2 of. Yes, hooray. Blue. Yeah, they're blue. There's a good deal of blue on them. Digital. 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 Oh, that was a digital, wasn't it? Did I use a digital on here? Did I? Heck. I failed on the first day. I failed. There is no digital on that. I can tell you. Oh well, there you go. Image, yes. Images. Fabric, yes. Vintage, yeah, they're vintage looking. I'd say they're vintage looking. So on this one, this is a reject. It's got no digital on it at all.
You printed the image out?
Yeah, I did actually. That's true. Mr. F's just saying I printed this out, so it's a digital image. Hooray! Oh, that's good. I didn't want to have failed on the first day. I'm quite pleased with those actually. I mean, they're all right. I quite like them. They're very different to things that I ordinarily do, so I've enjoyed doing them for a change. So I shall send those out to somebody. Some unsuspecting person will open the mail one day and out will pop 2 notebooks that you've watched me laboriously make on this video. Right, so I need my big red book. Sound like Santa Claus, don't I? I need my big red book. No, Michael Aspel, do you remember that programme? This Is Your Life, it was. And he used to jump out on unsuspecting celebrities, and he'd have this red book with him, giant red book, akin to this, and he'd say to them, "This is your life," and then he'd have all these people in the wings that he introduced, and they all came on and said lovely things about the people. Oh dear. Anyway, that's from another era. Here we are. Right. I'm going to have to put something on that because the fans blowing it. Let's just put a clip on that. Lovely. Right. So, get your dice. So let's do that, shall we? Let's get my pen, and this is roller prompt. Tuesday, the 20th of July. Goodness me. Okay. So this is the type. I'm rolling now for the type. Be good, be good, be good. Can you see them all there? Yeah. 4 envelopes. Let's just mark that in. 4 there. Envelopes. Okay. Now I'm rolling for colour. Come on, be a good one. 4. Blue again. Blue again. Right, this one I'm going to use 2 hands for. Paper. That's 5, isn't it? Yeah, 5. Vellum. Oh, come on. I hope I don't have to make 6 vellum envelopes. Vellum. Yeah. Let's mark that one in. Okay, now the focal point. 3. Stamp. Okay. Stamp. Might be an actual stamp, seeing as I'm making envelopes. This, the decoration. 1. Charms. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a weird one. Charms. And the next one is style. Please be good to me. Please be good to me. Oh, it's rolled off. Let's see. Can you see it? 2. Oh, grunge. Vellum grunge. Are you having a laugh? Grunge. Now, the all-important, the number of these that I'm going to be making. Come on, 1. Come on, 1. Oh, you're talking me. Oh, no. 6. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness me. Okay, well, that's what it said. That's what the dice said. So you have to stick to what the dice says. I mean, in the privacy of your own home, if you want to cheat, that's up to you. If you could live with cheating, that's fine. Cheat. I can't cheat because I've just done this in front of you, and what's the point in doing all this if I don't, if I'm going to cheat? There's no point at all. So that's that. I shall see you tomorrow, Tuesday the 20th of July 2021, where I will be endeavouring to make 6 grungy vellum blue envelopes with charms. Okay, I'll see you then. I hope you've enjoyed today. I've enjoyed today. It's been nice to spend some time with you, and I really look forward to you posting whatever you've rolled, what prompt you've rolled in the Facebook group, which is Junk Journals and Mini Albums on Facebook. So if you go to Facebook, search for Junk Journals and Mini Albums, you'll find it. The link is underneath here in all the sort of blurby stuff that you get. I think that's it. Mr. F's just rolling it along the top there. The link is below the video. You have to answer some questions when you try to join up. They're not difficult questions by any means, but just answer the questions, because if you don't, you'll just be declined. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a nice time. Bye.